What's going on, everybody? Wish I could wish you a happy Victory Monday. Unfortunately, when you play the way you did on Sunday, you don't get to do that. 37-20 was the final score. That's even a little bit closer than we all know it was. Obviously, Justice Hill broke off that long run very late to make it look like it's closer than the game itself actually was. Kansas City dominated you in pretty much every facet of the game, and now you find yourself, after 4 weeks of this season, at 1-3. Welcome into Overreaction Monday. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 things I've been seeing on social media, I've been seeing around, YouTube, all different platforms, everything all the Ravens fans are saying. I'm going to give you 5 of their reactions, and I'm going to tell you whether they're justified or whether they're a little bit of an overreaction. Before that, though, do you hate the Chiefs? It's a simple question. If you do, show me and like today's video, okay? I can't stand Patrick Mahomes. I can't stand Kansas City, and I can't stand losing them anymore. So if you agree with me, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. Overreaction number 1, John Harbaugh has to go. Look, man, I said that this was an overreaction after week 1 against the Buffalo Bills. I don't really feel that way anymore. I think that John Harbaugh, legitimately, he's got to be fired. And I know they're not going to fire him. Probably not even going to fire him at the end of the year. But they're definitely not going to fire him in the beginning or in the middle of a year. But it just feels like his message has grown stale. It feels like they're underprepared. Feels like they go into every single football game and their opponent is playing more physical than them, is more ready than they are, and that's why they end up losing 3 out of the 4 games this season. And the one game you won was to the Cleveland Browns. So does that really count? Look, he has been an awesome head coach. Obviously won a Super Bowl for Baltimore. But now we're sitting here, and you got to look at his playoff record as of recent. You got to look at the fact that these guys just don't really seem like they want to play for him. Your effort is a reflection of your head coach. That's why Detroit plays so physical, man. That's why they're so tough. This team, not physical. John Harbaugh, seems like his message has been lost. We're thankful for you, but I think it's over. Truly. Now, do I think they're going to fire him? No. I don't, unfortunately. Number 2, another overreaction. Lamar Jackson quit on the team. If you missed it, Lamar Jackson had to exit the game because of a hamstring injury. He then was shown on the sideline with a towel under his leg, wrapped there with a headband. I'm not saying that he quit, but I am saying I can almost guarantee it, that if this was a close game, he would play the rest of it. Okay? He'd play the rest of it. He had a fine game, fumbled it, threw an interception. That first drive, he was literally perfect. I think he went 5 for 5. But it just felt like he quit, man. It felt like he quit. You were down big. He had that hamstring deal, and he just sat out. Now, it was probably a lot of the coaching staff telling him, hey, man, we don't want you to further injure yourself. It already feels a little bit like we're screwed. We don't want to be screwed any further. And if I'm John Harbaugh, I might be saying the same thing. But at the end of the day, you got to realize, man, these players look up to you. You're the leader of this team. And if you're sitting on the sideline with a hamstring injury when you're down 3 scores and there's still a couple minutes left in the third quarter, that is not a good reflection of your leadership. It's not at all. You tell me, I know it's an open-ended question, but you guys put the headset on, be an analyst. Why did the Ravens lose to the Chiefs? Let me know in the comment section down below. In my opinion, it's because they've got no heart. They've got absolutely no heart. You let me know in the comment section. Number 3, third overreaction. This team's not making the playoffs. This one, as of right now, it feels like it's an overreaction. So much so that it's got me emotionally sneezing. Look, this is still a good football team. It's still a talented football team, and you still have 13 games left in this season. Now, it feels more justified than ever to say that this team's not going to make the playoffs. But still, after a 1-3 start, all it takes is a 5-game winning streak, and this team is back in the driver's seat in terms of their fate for the rest of this year. You still have 7 divisional games to play. You still get to play Pittsburgh twice. You still get to play Cleveland once. You still get to play Cincinnati twice. You got a long time to turn this season around. But what I've seen so far, I don't know if this team has the heart, the physicality, the effort to get it turned around. But what I do know is it's got the talent. Sure, it's got to get healthy. No doubt about it. But Derrick Henry's healthy. Lamar Jackson's healthy. Zay Flowers is healthy. You're healthy enough to put up 30 points every single game you play. Can the defense get a couple stops? That's what this team's going to come down to. That's what the rest of the season is going to come down to. Hopefully they can. But right now, I will say, it feels like the fact that this team's not making the playoffs is a little bit of an overreaction. Now, if you go into the bye week and you're 2-4, maybe we can have that discussion. Only 11 games left to turn the season around. But right now, at 1-3, you got 13 games left. You got a lot of time. Something else you got a lot of time to do is download the PrizePicks app. Use our code CLNS. Get $50 when you play $5. We got Monday Night Football tonight, okay? I got my PrizePicks coming up in a little bit, but I just got to tell you about how awesome our sponsor is in just a second. You and I make decisions every single day. But being right on PrizePicks can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks won't count it as a loss. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You could double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And here is my lineup. We got a couple of Monday Night Football games going on tonight. I got the more on Justin Fields, 188.5 pass yards. Look, Miami's defense, not very good. Bo Nix, give me the less on 11.5 yard longest rush against Cincinnati. And then Breece Hall. Go ahead, give me the more. I think he gets in the end zone tonight with a rushing touchdown. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Number 4, they have to trade for someone. I don't think this is an overreaction. I don't think so at all. The injuries that you are suffering right now on the defensive side of the football, it's a little bit scary. Marlon, Nate, Roquan, Travis, Metabike, Kyle Van Noy. That is 6 starters on your defensive side of the football. Not to mention Ronnie Stanley. Not to mention Pat Ricard. There we go. That's up to 8 now. And those are the ones just coming off the top of the head. I feel like if you want to make a change, you need to make a change in your front 4. You have to trade for someone. Get somebody in here. I don't care if it's an interior defensive lineman. I don't care if it's Jeffrey Simmons, if it's Dexter Lawrence, if it's Quinnen Williams. Hell, I don't care if it's Micah freaking Parsons. You got to make a move. You're not good enough even when this team is healthy. Now, the fact that you're not healthy, that increases tenfold. It truly, truly does. Okay? You got to make a move, Eric. This team still can compete. I still believe that, man. I know it seems crazy to believe that right now for the first 4 weeks of this season, but I still do. You got to make a move. Number 5, Todd Monken might be figured out. I don't think this is an overreaction either. I have not been impressed with what Todd Monken has shown as a play caller through the first 4 weeks of this season. I thought the last 2 games he was especially bad. I also want to put the onus a little bit on the offensive line. I also think Lamar, from time to time, is making some bad decisions, taking some bad sacks. But at the end of the day, man, like, this offense looks like a shell of themselves. They can't run the football. Then they get themselves, because of their defense, in the situation where they literally cannot run the football because you have to pass the rest of the game because you're down, because you're trailing. It's so frustrating. It's so confusing. I don't get it. This is a good team, guys. I still truly believe that. But there's so many things going wrong. And that's where I bring us back to our top point with John Harbaugh. The message is lost. This team is unprepared. They're not physical. They're not tough. They're getting outplayed, outperformed, out-hustled. It felt like on the first drive of that game offensively and then the first drive of that game defensively, it felt like this team was kind of back playing to a high level in terms of their effort, in terms of their toughness, in terms of their juice. But then Lamar made a mistake, and it all came unraveling. And that's how you know it was a facade. That's how you know it wasn't deep down. They didn't mean it. And you know how I know that as well? This team likes to talk the talk. They like to be a bunch of tough guys, right? Oh, we won the AFC North back-to-back years. Oh, we're Ravens. We're tough. Then why the hell didn't you answer any media's questions after that game? That's a reflection of something. Why'd you dodge it? Why'd you get on the bus? Why'd you go home? Man up. Speak. Don't talk about it, and then when you shit the bed, then dodge it. Lots has to get figured out, man. And not a lot of time. You're already through this season. You're through week 4. It's almost October. By the time you play your next game, it will be October. Now, the good news is, it's only October. Still got a lot of football left. Be honest, what's your confidence level in the Ravens moving forward? I think this is the one I'm most excited to see. Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comments section. 100, you're saying, look, Joey, this team's still going to host the Lombardi Trophy. I can promise you that. 1, you're saying, Joey, this team's going to lose every single game. And I kind of get what you're saying with that as well. Make sure you guys get me on social media. That's going to do it for today's show. At Joey Peterson on Twitter. At Joey Peterson on Instagram. And if you're not subscribed, change that today by hitting that sub button.